Have you ever noticed that the more you try to control something, the more it seems to slip through your fingers? It's almost as if there's an invisible force working against you, pushing away exactly what you want the most, at the very moment you try the hardest. It sounds contradictory, but maybe the problem was never the outside world, but how you position yourself within it. Why is it that the more you seek attention, the less you receive it? And why do things start to flow naturally when you stop chasing them? The answer is simple. Need repels, confidence attracts. When you act from lack, you project scarcity. When you stand in self-sufficiency, you project value, and the world responds to that inevitably. Now, before we continue, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear this today, because this shift in mindset can completely transform the way you live and relate to others. The real turning point begins when you understand that chasing is not strength but dependency. For a long time, we were taught that persistence equals determination, but there is an invisible line between persistence and self-disrespect. When you insist on something that doesn't respond, you're not fighting for something valuable, you're negotiating your own worth. Ancient philosophers already understood this. They knew that the quality of your life is directly tied to the quality of your thoughts. If your mind is filled with fear of loss, need for validation, or constant anxiety, you build an invisible prison, and worse, you believe you're in control. True strength emerges when you learn to let go. And this doesn't mean giving up, but rather stopping acting like someone who desperately needs something to feel complete. When you shift this posture, something interesting happens. You stop pressuring the world, and the world stops resisting you. Think of your attention as something extremely valuable. Every minute you spend waiting for a message, checking something repeatedly, or trying to prove your worth to someone is an investment that rarely pays off. And the more you give this energy without discernment, the less you are valued. There is a silent principle that begins to act when you pull back. Emptiness attracts. When you stop placing yourself as constantly available, you create space, and that space starts to be noticed. People feel your absence, your shift, your different energy. But be careful. This is not a game or manipulation tactic. It only works when it's real. The real power lies in being enough for yourself. When your emotional state no longer depends on someone's response, everything changes. You stop emitting need and start emitting stability, and that naturally attracts. But there is a crucial point. You cannot use this to get back what you once chased. If you do, you fall into the same cycle again. The goal is not to attract something specific, it's to become someone who doesn't depend on it. When you truly understand this, something shifts inside you. You stop negotiating your peace. You stop accepting less than you deserve, and you begin to live with a new mindset. It would be nice to have this in my life, but I don't need it to be who I am. And if this resonated with you, you already know. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs this message. Sometimes all we need is to stop chasing, to finally start attracting.